Hi everyone, welcome to Yogi Bad's Fitness. So this is the 19th day of our 30-day yoga challenge. And for today's class, we'll still be doing arm balancing poses. So if you are new here on this channel, consider subscribing, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please do click the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that every time I'll be posting a new video, you'll get notified.
I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you want to travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never...
So let us start at the top of the mat. So have your feet about the size or the distance of your hip. Then spread out your fingers. And stand straight and begin to focus on your breathing. Now you bend the legs and move your hip bone down as low as you can without the knees covering the toes. So you have to pull the hip back and activate your belly. Then extend your arms beside your head. So take a few breaths here. So see if you can lean back a little bit. Be as upright as you can. Then on your exhale, you bend forward. So slowly straighten the spine and look forward. And then exhale, you bend. So here you can just hold the back of the ankles and just gently pull yourself closer to your legs and stay here for 5 breaths. Continue pushing your hips forward until you feel heavy on your toes. Now you look forward and bend the legs, palms on the floor, and then you step your legs backward to a plank position. So activate everything on the front and keep the legs and the arms strong. So shift the weight forward to the top of your mat as you bend the elbows 90 degrees. Lower the hips and point your toes backward. Then inhale, you squeeze your shoulder blades in and push the floor away from the chest. Look up. Then exhale, tuck your toes and go to your down dog. Now you turn your left foot out about 45 degrees or maybe less towards the left. Then step your right foot between your palms. As you come up, continue turning the left femur bone or the hip bone forward. Then reach the arms over the head. So you align your knee and the heel. Next, you take your hands on the floor. Then bring the right leg backward. Again, we will go down to low plank. So remember to go with the breath. Inhale. As you push your chest up, hip bone pressing down on the floor, and exhale, return to your down dog. So fully lengthen the back body. Now turn your right foot out, position the palms or the foot between the palms, and then fold the left knee 90 degrees and lift your chest upright. So continue pressing down through the edge of your foot. Going down to the floor. Again, move the left leg backward to your plank, activating your navel as you go down. Inhale, activating your shoulder muscles, your back. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hip backward and up to your down dog. Now you stay here for 5 breaths, and within that span of time you can maybe stay still or just move around, just to release any unwanted sensations or any tightness that you might be feeling right now. So you just want to free your body. You want to be more mobile. Now take 2 more breaths here. And then bend the knees, look forward, step your feet on top. Again, as wide as the hip, toes pointing forward. Shift the weight to your toes and inhale. On the exhale, bend forward. Inhale, again fold the knees, hands over the head. And then exhale, push down through your feet and then come up. Stand straight. Step your feet together. Then bring the arms up and over the head. Now activating your leg muscles, draw your thigh bones in and push your sit bones down and bend backward. Ribs up. On your exhale, hinge from the hip, fold into half. Again, inhale, elongate the spine, bending the legs, palms on the floor, and go back to your plank. So proceed to your low plank. Breathe in to your up dog, and breathe out to your down dog. Again, inhale, you step the right foot forward as you turn the left foot out. Exhale, you come up to your Waterfall Swan. Inhale, have your hands behind you, squeeze your shoulders and try to open your chest, look up. Exhale, pull your right thigh bone backward as you hinge from the right hip, moving the head down and the arms up. Now remain here for 3 breaths. Notice if you're swinging the hip out of the midline, so try to flex your glutes and bring the hip back to the midline of the mat. Now you lower your hands on the floor, push down through your palms, look forward. So keeping the legs, you exhale, walk your hands 45 degrees to the left. See if you can move your head down and keep pushing the floor. Ground your feet. Extend through the sides of the body. And then coming up. So lift your chest back to your warrior pose 1, and then we'll shift to warrior pose 2. You open your feet wider and just keep your right knee over the heel, then extend your hands parallel to the floor. From here, straighten your right hand up, slide the left hand over the thigh or maybe around the hip, then bend backward. Return to your warrior pose 2, straighten your right leg, then again just lower your right hand on your shin, okay, just to counter stretch the pose. Extend the left hand up to your triangle pose. So try to flex your glutes, widen your chest by turning the left shoulder up. Now you look down and you bend your right leg and take your right hand on the floor. From here, turn that left arm bone backward and move it behind the hip. Then see if you can move your right shoulder lower than the knee. Move your hand below the hip and see if you can have your fingers together. Now here you turn your left chest out and push the hip towards the middle of the mat. Continue breathing in and out through your nose. And then release, have your palms on the floor, and then take your right leg up and back, turning your hip out and over the left. So push your right thigh up as high as you can without rotating your shoulders. Now straighten the leg, go forward to your plank. Again, remember you can take the left knee down or just set your knees or the foot on the floor. Going down slowly. Inhale, and draw your shoulder blades in and down away from the neck, pushing through the palms, lifting the chest. Exhale, again return to your down dog. Inhale, and exhale. You can feel what's going on within the body. If you don't feel enough stretch, then do something. Put more effort. If you feel too much, then also again adjust or maybe back off a little bit. Now we'll take the left leg forward. Right foot will point outward and come up to warrior pose 1. So from here, have your fingers again behind your hips, squeezing in your shoulders as you unlace the fingers. Then exhale, bend forward. So moving your head down as low as you can, pushing the arms up. Again, breathe in and breathe out for 3 repetitions. 2. Now that 1. On the inhale, set your palms to the floor on the inner side of your mat. On the exhale, walk your hands 45 degrees to the right and extend your hands, your side body. So again, adjust if you need to, especially if you're not okay with your position. So find equal length on the side body, keep flexing that left hip, and keep extending the spine. Walk your hands backward, and then bring yourself up again to your warrior pose 1, and then transition to your warrior pose 2, facing the right side, then opening your hands sideways. Extend your right hand down, the left hand will move upward, where the right hand can go around the waist and hold the inner left thigh to squeeze your shoulders more and to bring more opening on the chest. Now you straighten that left leg, hands again to your sides and lean forward. Then you fold from the left hip joint and take your hand on your shin or maybe on the floor, then the right hand out. Keep spinning your chest up, making your back flat. Then you fold that left leg as you set your palm on the floor, and then turn your right arm bone inward. So your palm facing down, move your hand below or behind the hip, then the left hand below and behind the pelvis. So squeezing your fingers together, turning your right shoulder out and recenter the hip. Again, keeping your legs strong. Now letting go of your bind palms on the floor. Turn your right leg bone in, so ground through the ball of your foot as you take that left leg upward. Then go forward to your one-legged plank, keeping your core muscles strong and steady. Low plank, breathe in, widen your chest. Breathe out, go to your down dog. So again, inhale and exhale continuously. Now you fold the knees, look forward, and begin to walk towards the top of your mat. Inhale, you open your chest, and exhale, fold over. Inhale, lift the chest, arms over the head. Then you exhale, have your hands beside the hip. Now you take your feet shoulder width apart, or just wide enough for your torso to go in between your leg bones. Again, folding the legs, level your knees and the hip bone, lean forward and see if you can rest your trunk between the thighs and extend your hands forward, keeping your arms, the spine parallel to the floor. Take 3 breaths here. 2. Keep extending through the tips of your fingers, and then have your palms on the floor. Step backward to your plank. Again, align your shoulders, elbows in the wrist, going down to low plank, elbows still over the wrist. Inhale, you push the floor. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hip backward, down dog. Inhale, you raise the right leg up. Exhale, navel in as you move your knee forward to your chest. Step the foot outside your right hand. Now take your left knee down on the floor. Look forward and then lower your elbows down. If you cannot take the elbows down, maybe you can just stay on your hands and look forward. As long as you're feeling the front of the left thigh and the right hip. But others, move the forearms down here. Keep extending the spine. Breathe. And then again, have your hands on the floor, straighten the elbows, and you move your right shoulder underneath the thigh and swing your hand out with your palm facing up. Then move your hand or the palm around the hip. Take the other arm out, palm facing up, so internally rotate your arm bone and move it behind your hip. See if you can have your fingers together. You can just stay here, this is the easier option, or you can curl the left foot and lift the knee up. But don't move your hip rightward. Strong legs. And then lower your hands on the floor. Take the left knee back to the mat and walk your right foot towards the left as you drop your hip on the floor. Again, turn your hip in, lift your chest up, hands beside your hip, and stay here for 3 breaths. Make sure to create enough length on the spine by pulling your navel in, pushing your sit bones downward, lifting the ribs up. And then from here, you extend the left leg forward. As you extend the leg, you take your right heel here on the inner side of your thigh. Then you can pull your glutes backward to help you tilt your pelvis forward so that you can bend deeper. Now arms over the head. Elongate through the tips of your fingers. You bend forward on your exhale. And readjust your hip bone back as you fold closer to the leg. For some, you can bring your head down on your shin, but that should not hurt the back. And then lift your chest, straighten your back. And then from here, arms over the head, spin your body to the right. Take your right hand behind your hip as you pull your right knee with the left hand and look backward. Keeping the spine as upright as you can. The next one, you extend your right arm overhead. Inhale. Then on the exhale, bend towards the left leg. Keeping your chest open as you go lower. And if you can touch the toe, go ahead and do it. Just don't turn your chest down. So you have to feel the right side body, including the left leg. Now you come up, arms over the head, face forward, then you lower your hands down. You micro bend that left leg, and then take that left hand and scoop your hand underneath your thigh, your palms facing up. So move your elbow past the thigh, so the elbow should pass your thigh bone. If you can only move to this level, then forget about this pose. You can just interlace the fingers here and bend forward. But if your elbow can pass the thigh, then you can bend your arm and move your hands around the hip. So once you have your fingers together, again you push the leg forward and down to the floor as you bend, as you move your body down. So maybe your head can go down to the floor, or maybe you just have to look forward. So it depends on the intensity you're feeling. It depends on the condition of the body. Also see that you're breathing slow and deep. And then release the bind first. Pull that arm out. And then you cross your legs. Palms on the top of your mat and step your right leg backward, followed by the left. Again, go into your plank pose. Then lower down to your half plank. Pushing your chest up. Then going back to your down dog. And lifting the hip bone, pressing the heels down, elongating the whole upper body. Now you lift that left leg up. On the exhale, knee forward to your chest, rounding the spine as you push the floor, knee closer to your head, and step the left foot outside your left hand. Right knee down on the floor, hip forward. Option to stay here or go lower by taking the forearms on the floor. Again, continue extending the spine by rolling the hip bone forward and pushing the sternum or the chest ahead of you. And then from here, you take your palms again on the floor to extend the elbows. Now move your left hand. See if you can bring the arm below the thigh and wrap your hand around the hip. If you cannot do this one, you can have your towel or strap. Right hand behind your hip and have your fingers together. You can just stay here, or if you want more challenge on the hip and legs, you lift and extend that right knee. Breathe. Now you let go of the bind and take your left foot on the right side of the mat as you slowly lower the left hip. Adjust your right thigh bone backward and turn your chest forward. Staying upright while you sink your hip bone. And then from here you just lean forward, forearms down, or maybe head down. And just let your whole body sink on the floor. Now you take your palms up and swing your right leg forward. Place that left heel on the inner side of your thigh. Again, readjust your hip bones backward by pulling your glutes. Straighten your right leg and flex the foot. Now inhale, arms reaching up, and exhale, fold forward. Remain on this fold for 3 breaths. And then slowly straighten your back, coming up to the center, arms over the head. On the exhale, spiral the body to the left Then take the left hand behind your hip and hold your right knee. So see that you're not leaning back. You keep that vertical spine. So align the head with your tailbone. Now you lift the left arm. Inhale and fold over your right thigh on your exhale. So it's okay if you cannot touch the toe as long as you align your chest and extended arm with the leg. So continue spinning the body upward. Now you lift your chest up, elongate your side body, and exhale, hands down. Now you microbend that right leg, take your palm and extend it, right hand extending underneath your right thigh, wrap it around your waist. Then the left hand turning your arm bone in, move it around the hip. Once you have your fingers together, you squeeze your shoulders and your arm bones close to your chest. Inhale, then exhale, slide your heel forward, maybe moving the head down on the floor. So if you cannot do this one, you just have to interlace the fingers behind the hip. Never mind wrapping the arm with your leg, or wrapping the leg with your arm. So stay and breathe naturally. Now you release your grip, pull that leg or the arm out of the leg, and then you fold your knees. Take your palms on the floor, and then step backward to your plank position. Lower down to your low plank, pushing your chest up, and then going back to your down dog. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So let's rest first before we do the arm balance. You go on your child pose, knees down and sit on your heels. Continue extending the arms forward and just relax. And then slowly come up, going back to your down dog. And then from here you step forward to your Balasana. Your feet should be on the outer edges of your mat. Have your palms together. So the first pose will be putting the shoulders below the thighs. So you lift the hip as high as your knees. And then take your arm, you'll do it on the left first. Move your arm as far back as you can. So pulling your shoulder below the thigh. And then the palm is pressing down, the finger is pointing forward. Do that with the other leg. Move your shoulder below the thigh. And then extend your arm backward and slowly sit backward as you press the palms on the floor. So you're literally sitting on your upper arm. So see that your elbows are pointing backward, not sideways, because that will collapse your base. It will torque your elbows. Also, it will risk your wrist. Now from here, once you're seated on your upper arms, you walk your feet towards the center and see if you can hook or cross your ankles. So once you cross your feet, you lift the hip. You lift your feet up and look forward. So you're basically sitting on your arms. And just look forward, stay here for 5 breaths. Continue pushing the palms, rounding the back. And from here, if you still have the strength, you can go straight to the next pose, next arm balance. And that's by extending the legs forward. So I don't have that super flexible leg, so I cannot fully straighten. So here, extend the legs and look forward, firefly pose. Or you can even lower the hip a little bit as you extend the legs up. That was tough. So if you cannot do it for 5 breaths each, then maybe just do it for 2 or 3 breaths, or just 1 breath. Okay, as long as you are able to lift the legs off the floor. So I'll be doing it on facing the camera so that you could see the pose better. So again, you have your squat here. The toes are as wide as your shoulders or a little wider. Then push your heels to move your shoulder below the thighs and extend your hands backward. And as you sit, you press the palms on the floor. This is the first pose. You cross or walk your feet towards the center and hook your toes. And lift. So this is the first pose. After this one, you just have to extend the legs. Let go of the bind of your ankles and extend the legs. Okay, as far as you can. Well, I cannot fully straighten my knees. And that's it. So after that transition, you can go straight to your, after that arm balance, you can go straight to your vinyasa or jump to your plank, then lower down to your half plank. So let me show that facing the other side of the mat. So this is the first pose. Hook your toes, then free your feet as you extend the legs, and from here you just lift the hip, extend the legs backward to your low plank, then again to the next pose, and go to your down dog. So that's the arm balance for today. We call that Bhuja Pidasana and Titibasana. Titibasana is the firefly, and the Bhuja Pidasana is the shoulder, if I'm not mistaken, shoulder pressure pose. So, of course, you cannot do that one if you lack flexibility on your hip and strength on your core muscles and arms. So, if you're not yet ready, if the body's not yet ready, then go over on the hip flexibility asanas or flow that we did before, and arm strengthening poses, so that you could build up enough flexibility and strength, which is a primary requirement in doing these poses. So we'll lie down and rest for a few breaths on the Savasana, just to end the practice. Just go and lie down, drop your hands on your sides, have your feet hip width or a little wider than your hip. Fully relax your shoulders, your legs and arms. Just observe your whole body. So pay attention on any sensation, discomfort or tension that might be present within the body. Pay attention to your breath. You feel your inhales and your exhales. Be aware on how the breath is moving the body. Just stay there for a moment. Let the breath be your guide.